Hello and welcome to today's video where I will be sharing 5 quality of life tips that I found to be extremely helpful during my time on Ascension WoW. This information will be helpful for new players and veterans alike, as some of the information is brand new to Ascension. I believe that after watching this video, you will walk away being able to make an effective Ascension character with ease and with confidence. If this interests you, then I'd love to hear it in the comments down below. Also consider liking the video, hitting the bell icon, and subscribing to my channel to keep up to date on content by me on Ascension. We're nearly reaching 500 subscribers, and I'm so thankful to all the support to keep posting and sharing. After we cross over, I'll be hosting a giveaway with dealer's draft decks and 4 16-slot bags for new players, and a cool shiny mount for seasoned players. These tips will be in no specific order, though every tip holds its own value, so I recommend sticking around to hear them all. Now let's start with tip number 1. I'll begin with information to help new and veteran players alike: the gear set bank holder. This simple option was just released recently, and it allows the player to leave gear sets for multiple specializations inside of the bank while still being ready and able to be grabbed at a moment's notice. To do this, hit the escape key on the game and go to the interface menu. Look down near the bottom and you will see the features tab. Open that and check the box saying equipment manager. Now open the character tab, and on the top right you should have an armor icon present. Click it, and on the top right again there will be a new box called transfer gear to the bank. Check this box and you will be able to switch out gear sets instantly to and from the bank instead of from your inventory. This will keep your bags clean by not having to hold everything on hand all of the time. Personally, after this change, I instantly went from half my bags full of gear to only just my main sets, consumables, and quest items. This alone wasn't enough to clear my bags completely though, so here's where tip number 2 comes to help. So I want to be honest with you. Up until recently, I had multiple strength gear sets I was bouncing between on my 4 different Blood God specializations. I was using different weaker pieces of strength gear, as I did not want to override my gear enchants and wanted to keep similar enchants on similar strong pieces as much as possible. For instance, weapon expertise and blood spatter, which are both relatively staple to all of the Blood God builds. I also was spending mystic orbs changing out enchants on gear to adhere to the build I was using at hand. Now tip number 2 alleviates all of this. It's called the Mystic Altar presets. When you open up the Mystic Altar or Anvil, you will see all the ins and outs of Mystic Enchanting. Here you will find a button on the bottom right called Enchant Presets. After clicking this button, you will have 2 presets to work from. In this menu, you can save your Mystic Enchants to the gear you're wearing on the bottom left for only the initial cost of enchanting for the first time, meaning you can change out Mystic Enchants without spending Mystic Orbs if the gear enchanted has already had the enchant before. This allows you to have one set of gear, for instance the Wrath Warrior Strength set, and you can simply change out your Mystic Enchants on those pieces by clicking another specialization and hitting Load Preset as shown here. When I found out about this and the equipment manager to bank feature, I will say my bags went from packed full to almost completely empty real quick that day. Doing this will make switching enchants relatively free and will keep your gear optimized and tidy before you depart to raid. Next, we will move on into tips to help coordinate a player into creating a level 60 character smoothly and also feeling like the character they made while doing it is well worth it to play. To begin, I will start by going over skill cards and lucky skill cards. Skill cards are used to make sure you get the abilities you want for a specific build. For example, every Blood God build I've created has Hunger for Blood skill carded in. It's a hard level 60 ability to get by chance, so I ensure it comes up in this way. On this note, I do highly recommend choosing level 60 abilities to skill card, since it's usually a deal breaker not getting them, so why chance it? When you start the game, you can find 2 vendors nearby that give tanking and healing cards to you free of charge. I highly recommend checking these out to get quick, easy cards for your new characters. Of course, I'm going to recommend Tank Blade Master because it's my favorite and it's extremely unique to Ascension. To obtain more skill cards, you just have to talk to Classless near the auction house in Orgrimmar, the bank in Stormwind, or the left side docks of Booty Bay about Hands of Fate, and he will give skill cards with it. Of course, I'm sure you've noticed 2 more boxes underneath skill cards. Those are called golden skill cards and can be bought for 50 gold from Classless and his ogre friend as well. It's very costly, but can help you to get more abilities locked in for a more laid out character plan. You also get golden lucky cards, which I will go over next. Now, lucky cards differ from regular skill cards as they don't ensure you get the ability, but just simply increase the chances that the ability will come up during card draws while leveling. You have 3 regular slots and 3 golden slots for this, so I would highly recommend planning out this area with integral abilities to your character's kit and also personal buffs such as Blessing of Kings, Arcane Power, or Berserker Stance. As a final note to this, Ascension recently released the ability to purchase skill cards with Darkmoon tickets from Classless as well. This allows you to guarantee a card you want after going through enough miscellaneous cards. With this change, locking in abilities has definitely become a lot easier as you can buy the abilities you need for the kit you're trying to build. Now your character plan is ready to go with skill cards locked in to the idea you want to play, and the next question in mind is, what realistic build do I play? This quick tip should help solve the issue. By hitting the N key, you will be prompted to a panel. Look to the bottom where there will be a tab called the Hero's Architect. In this area, you can find any and all builds that people on Ascension have made. I recommend looking for build ideas in the level 60 guides, as it's where most of the builds are. Also, all of my character guides named under Archaon can be found here as well. For those curious on finding Woldforge enchants around the world, you can click on the build called Woldforge Enchant Location Guide that will show where all the enchants are hiding. Just be sure to bring a Woldforge key with you so you can open the chests. Now that we've made it to the last tip, it's definitely not the least. I get asked occasionally where to prestige and how it's done, so I'd like to clear things up. Prestiging a character simply means resetting your character back to level 1 on that specific specialization to try for new abilities or simply to play the leveling experience again. This process will delete your quests, talents, and abilities. Your gear will be put into your bags and no gold will be spent for this. To prestige, look for a gnome named Chromie near the hero's callboard. She will run by everything in text, and when you're ready, you start there. In the recent patch, Ascension made it so you can spend prestige points, which you get from doing multiple prestige runs, on heirloom gear. This gear levels with you and is excellent to enchant as it never goes away during the leveling process. It's a welcome feature that I think is a big win, and I hope to see more heirloom ideas in the future. Thank you for watching today's video, and I will be working diligently to get the next video regarding Titan's Grip Blood for the Blood God out soon. So stay tuned by hitting the bell icon and subscribing. This has been Varyn, and I wish you a wonderful day.